All right, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the steel capital of the world, Pittsburgh, PA, at Heinz Field. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. 12 yards to pick up there. Good for a Raven first.
A gain of 12. First down, Ravens.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
You got tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Regular. General West.
Running on first down, Eckler. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. That opening drive rhythm continues right into play number 3.
Whatever they decided that they wanted to run before the game, it's working pretty well for them right now. Moving the ball downfield at a nice rate. And guess what? I think the chain crew might have to get a little oxygen over there. They have to keep moving downfield with first downs on each play.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
At the 21-yard line.
Good. 180.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And it's caught. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Will Fuller, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Ravens take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Lutz with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0.
Ravens 7, Steelers 0. Will Lutz set to kick off.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Let's go now. 54. Hey, hold on. 54. Defense wins championships, baby.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he'll get about 3 as he takes this up near the 25.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen. Mike spot 4. Mike spot 4.
Here's a 2nd and 7. He's going deep for Brown. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Hollywood Brown, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Stewart. From the gun, he'll throw. He gets it to Brown, complete. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Catch number 100 for his career right there, and it's good enough to keep the chains moving.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Set, hut. I'm coming. Hut, go. Wait. Tighten up. Check. Echo.
To throw is Stewart. Throwing on 1st down. He's going to loft one. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. He'll get it inside the red zone, but only for a couple down to the 19.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Watch the edge. Check.
Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Jim. Hey, alert 3. Yo, go get him.
They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
2nd and goal at the Ravens' 12-yard line.
They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. And chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So 2 plays with only negative yardage to show, and now it's 3rd and 16. Stewart operating from the gun. Flushed out right. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Able to hold him to just 2 yards, and now it's 4th and goal.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you've got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
An update from around the league as our first one comes from New Orleans. The Raiders are out to an early lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They started on the ground with Eckler. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 30-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Mayfield to throw it. Man open, that's Robert Foster complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
218, jump.
Now Eckler. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. That's good for a Raven first down, 15 yards there. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating them up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Mayfield on first down. Got an open man, it's Foster. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. That one goes for 24 yards.
As the field starts to get condensed, the defense likes that a lot because now you don't have as much space to cover, but a well-run corner route there.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Here's Eckler, and that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. Mayfield looks to throw. On the screen, this is Eckler. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal.
Alert, 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 alert. Bravo.
From the gun, Mayfield. He may try and run, and he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Baker Mayfield with his second touchdown here in this first half, as the Ravens push further out in front.
That's a tough one there defensively, because look at the stops they got on first and second down, and it was first and second and goal. And then on third down, they cover the receivers, but they leave an alley open for him to find, and he does. That is frustrating. You do almost everything right, and he still ends up in the end zone.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. He's picked off at his own 46. And what a return as he brings this all the way back down to the 20-yard line.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, defense, let's go. Pick it up, D.
On second down, Eckler. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That leads us to a first and goal. It's a pickup of 8. You know they'd love nothing more than to get a 3-and-out here after having the interception.
And it also tells you a little bit about how they feel about their leader, right? Their quarterback throws an interception in the previous series. They're trying to help him out here with a big stand.
Shit.
Alert, 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 alert.
Slam.
Here's a run with Balaj. And he will take it in for a Ravens touchdown. Kalen Balaj, his 4th touchdown on the year. As the Ravens push further out in front, Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Steelers take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. And now it's first and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. A nice burst there as they'll get about 7 that time on the first down run. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Offensive linemen love creating space for their guys carrying the ball, but when that guy also breaks tackles and creates extra yardage, they almost feel like he's one of them, and they really embrace him.
Stewart now, off the play fake. Escaping the pressure right. Towards the end zone for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. And the coach has decided to challenge this play. He has tossed down the red flag. Well, he challenged the play. It did not pay off.
And that means he lost a timeout in that challenge.
And as a coach, you hate that. Don't know if you took the advice of the player, you threw it yourself, but it didn't go your way.
At the end of the day, it all comes back to the head coach. He has the final determination on whether to actually challenge the play or not. In this case, it didn't pay off for him.
And that's got to be so heartbreaking. You throw that flag, you probably feel really confident, and then all of a sudden, boom, you lose the challenge.
Yeah, when you take a look at it, you're throwing that flag because you believe you're going to be right. And when it comes back the other way, you have to regroup.
He wants it all for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Rashawn Golden.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They've really distanced themselves. They have put the pedal to the metal, I guess, so to speak.
So definitely have them in the rearview mirror, don't they? I mean, you're exactly right. Being able to string together these drives that end up in points, it's almost like a run in basketball to create that distance, and they're on a really big-time one right now.
It becomes contagious, doesn't it?
It absolutely does, because oftentimes it translates to your defense as well, because they're excited about getting the ball back for their offense that's playing so well.
Well, they are clicking right now. On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. Open man, here's Foster. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Good. 180.
Watch the run.
Run.
Watch the run.
On the ground, it's Eckler. Josh Jones in on the stop.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
Point it right.
Mike.
Mayfield. And he's going to have the connection to Foster. There he goes, left side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Robert Foster, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as the Ravens push further out in front. Lutz good on the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half.
28, Steelers 3. Will Lutz set to
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5.
Here I come.
From the gun, Stewart. Got him in. It's Brown. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13.
And this is why trying to cover the angle route is so difficult. Anyone playing the linebacker position, when they see a running back out of the backfield widen, because he heads towards the flat first, oftentimes you widen too much and overcommit. He cuts up inside, and that's what we saw there. A nice pickup for a first down.
And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10.
That's the way. Bravo. 54.
McCaffrey following the penalty. It was Maurice Hurst who got him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now Stewart. Off play action. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
What we got? Check.
Operating from the gun. Stewart. Eluding the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And it's incomplete, almost intercepted. He had a great shot at picking that off in the end zone. It brings up 4th down. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Time for a final kneel down or a safe run, and then they can head to the locker room with a lead.
Yeah, or they can even run a screen. You know, something they feel is somewhat safe that might actually pop and turn into a big play. That's what you usually run in this situation.
Or go 4 verticals because why not?
Because you're feeling it, right? You're just feeling it.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he'd taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Alert 3, alert 3, alert 3.
Here's Stewart. From the gun, he'll throw. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State.
At their 48-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Hey, Mike 20, Mike 20. Let's go.
Looking to throw. Stewart. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Kill. Turn up. Kill, turn up.
To throw is Stewart, operating from the gun. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Brett Kern now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. They'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Now, the secondary's really struggled today, but that's a little bit of a measure of revenge, isn't it? And they just followed the basic rules. See ball, knock ball away. Turns into a nice play.
Check 99. Check.
Real.
Check.
King.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. Throw left side, complete to Foster. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
1st down, Baltimore.
Set. 180.
50 seconds to Mike. Hey, tank.
One touch.
They'll run here with Eckler. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Well, that didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just started in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
Check.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. No chance at all. Way easier said than done.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
26 months.
Now Mayfield. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Dante Fowler in on the stop.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Watch the screen. Watch the screen.
Here's Mayfield. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38.
But nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. It finds his target, Fuller. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 18. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a run on first down is not going to get off the ground as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. To throw, Mayfield. And he can't hang on. That's definitely going to be one he wishes he had back. Incomplete in the end zone.
Those throwing windows get a lot tighter near the end zone, don't they? And here's the thing. You already probably have 3 points in your hip pocket. You force a throw here and give up an interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
26 months. You're not ready.
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away, now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But, hey, listen, there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Here's McCaffrey. McCaffrey with a first down and more. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
Stewart on first down. This will be caught by Brown. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Pittsburgh getting 16 yards there and also a first down. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. Back to throw. Stewart. And that's complete to McCaffrey. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. The throw over the middle taken in, and he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Jerome Baker, the blitz works to perfection as he gets in there to dump him for a loss of 8. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Shotgun handoff down to McCaffrey. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. The Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 16. Stewart now. From the gun, he'll throw. That's complete to a speedy wideout Goodwin. And he's going to come up well shy of the 1st here as the tackle's made right around the 12. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Stewart throwing on 4th down. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Set. 180.
Target.
Up, left.
26 Mike. 26 Mike. I know he ain't got it.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And he's got a man. It's the tight end, Howard, complete. Call that a very strong gain of 24. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's into the clear. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Austin Eckler, his third touchdown now on the year as the Ravens push further out in front. And on that long run, maybe the defense caught napping a little bit.
The concentration level may not have been there. I agree with you on that one, because those types of plays, when they result like that, they're almost like big bolts of lightning, aren't they? Whoosh, and off he goes.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out is going to cost him about 7 yards all told, as he's taken down back shy of the 20.
First and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. It'll be a gain of 17 at a Pittsburgh first. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Stewart. Throwing right, and that's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Steeler first down on the pickup of 11 yards.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Stewart. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. He's going to float this over the middle deep, and his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the USC man, Adoree Jackson.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here's Eckler to begin the drive. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Hey, alert 33.
They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. and that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. And my goodness, another interception. Teron Johnson able to pick it, and his guys will take over at the 30-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Back at the 34-yard line.
Set, 180. You ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game.
Hey, alert 33.
57's the mic. 57's the mic.
Alert, 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 alert. What's that?
Again, it's Balaj. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 seconds to go in the game.
Set, 180.
Time to go, night. Double tight, guys, double tight. Everyone's got 4.
What's that?
3rd and long for Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Well, they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over.
I got you.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Here we go. Go to base. Echo. In your face. Watch it. Back.
Here's Stewart on 1st and 10. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left.
Incomplete in the end zone. He was covered by Denzel Ward.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
I got you. Big Dan. Come. Go. Banjo. Hayward. Set. Go.
To throw is Stewart. Going to throw again. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Check curls.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. So the final seconds tick away